365 of me going live. Today I got my partner with me.
Hey.
And we are talking all about Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever.
We're gonna, oh yeah, wait, right over left.
Right over left?
Right over left.
That's what I had.
I know.
I was like, why are you correcting me? I had the right thing. Listen, I
was
am
correcting
official
myself.
Wakandan. I know this. I live this. Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever. Okay, so we are about to officially go live on the podcast to record, but we wanted to come on here first and have y'all be a part of the conversation. So tell us everything that you want to put in the podcast. Listen, this is spoilers.
If you haven't seen the movie, you don't need to be here today.
Yeah.
Unless you want us to just tell you what happened.
Because we're going to talk about
because
it.
we gave y'all literally over a week.
Over a week.
Like a legit 10 days.
Yeah.
To go and watch this movie.
So,
before we decided to dive in here. So if you haven't seen the movie right now, like, what are you doing? Like,
right.
What are you even doing with your life? Okay, you sit all like that. What's that commercial? Like, you sit at home all the time anyway. Why not go watch a movie that will change your life?
So we are. Yeah. Oh yes, matching shirts.
And if you would like one, you can get one. They will be available after today's episode.
Yes.
Today only.
Today only.
$20. Is it $20?
$20.
Slide
today only, limited edition. Make sure you get your
look at that
Wakanda Forever limited edition shirt. So listen, y'all, like we are spoiling. We are talking about it.
Listen, we got you, Misma.
We got you.
We got you.
Listen, y'all DM the orders. Because the comments don't say when I save the live. So I need y'all to DM me.
Yes.
To make sure that I get y'all.
Absolutely. So yes. I mean, are y'all ready? I don't know if they ready.
Listen.
Cash App. They can Cash App.
Marlee Coles, capital M, capital C.
Yes.
Yes, you can Cash App me. Cool. All right, so I gotta go and love y'all because I haven't seen it.
Aww,
we told y'all last night.
Mira.
What you talking about?
Come on, Mira.
You could have saw the matinee. First thing this morning could have been with us. Ain't that a mess?
I am shaking my head. Shaking my head.
Listen, we gave you plenty of notice.
Y'all had plenty of time, so like,
listen.
I think we're gonna give them like what, 2 minutes?
We're gonna
2 minutes to exit the room.
Yeah, we gotta set it up. We gotta set up the podcast. We gotta do a little intro.
But like if you're here and you've seen Wakanda Forever already, so we don't get into the spoilers right away. What did y'all wear to the movie theater?
That's true. What was the attire?
What did y'all wear?
What was the attire?
Because like I went in full Wakandan attire. If you follow me on social media, you know I was like Wakanda down.
Wakanda down, like face makeup and everything.
That had the umchunkozo going across my.
What? What's it called?
Umchunkozo.
Okay.
Umchunkozo.
Yeah, also, this is about to be a time because insider information, we did not go see it together either time that we saw it.
Either time. So I don't know what Marlee thought about it because I was like, I'm saving my feedback for
it. We literally haven't talked about it. She
don't know what I thought about it.
We haven't. Yeah. We have minimally talked about it because we said we needed to say all we need to say on the podcast live. And then we said we had to come and bring it to
someone's son canceled plans, child. You better take yourself on a day date. There's a movie getting ready to start in like probably 30 minutes or less. Take yourself on a day date, Amira.
Period. Because we ain't waiting on nobody.
Nobody. Not for Wakanda.
Listen, because also we about to take a flight. We about to take a flight back to Wakanda. Okay, all right.
Do you got your passport?
Absolutely, I got my passport.
I got my passport.
Period. Because we about to get on the flight right now. Okay, so we about to start. Y'all ready?
Are y'all ready? Listen. I was born ready.
Listen.
Exactly.
Listen.
Exactly. Unacceptable.
Exactly.
Unacceptable.
Because listen, it waits for no one. It don't even matter. I would have gone by myself.
Listen.
Have you been to the movies by yourself?
I
I have. I have gone on many solo dates by myself to the movies.
I'm not a movie person, like the theater kind of person. So, yeah, I watch movies by myself all the time. But in the theater,
I have taken myself to the theater.
I take myself to dinner.
Pre-COVID.
I do take myself to dinner.
Absolutely. Solo dinner dates, all that.
Little massage, like go to get you a little massage by yourself.
Period.
Like self-care.
On 100.
Do that.
On 100. Yes. That's what 2022 was for.
It's like, all about.
I mean, that's what we talked about. But anyway, all right. Listen, y'all know we cut up. We don't even have no type of sense, and that's just what we do.
Oh, there's a lot going on my phone. Sorry about that. We haven't started the live recording.
We haven't started live recording yet. We just came to talk to y'all for a minute. But anyway, y'all know. Listen, it's been a long time since we've been together.
It has, child. I've been around the world tonight, yeah. I still can't find my baby. Still can't find them, y'all. Where you at? I'm here.
You are here. I missed you.
I missed you too, sis. Listen. That's my dog.
Is that somebody else's? Probably. Yeah.
Child.
Anyway, all right.
If you play your cards right. Yeah. If they play their cards right, Misma. If they play their cards right. That's all. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that because, child.
Okay.
I didn't got it out. I didn't got it out my system.
Look, let me get some water. You need some water.
Listen.
You got your drink?
I got my bottle of water. Yeah.
Get your bottle of water because,
I ain't going to get no drink because we really would probably get kicked off of Anchor if I was, drinking today.
Water.
No, water.
So first off, let's check in. Everybody do their 25 jumping jacks, 50 jumping jacks over the weekend because we ain't working out for real. So we got to do our 25 for yesterday and 25 for today and 25 for Friday because I missed. So I'm at 75.
Well, I did 75 for the other day, so that should just count for the whole shaboing boing.
Okay.
I mean, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my jumping jacks.
Thank you. Let them know, people that come out the bushes and messes up knees.
Listen,
yep, 25.
25. 25 is, I don't know where she pulled that number from, but like, what happened to like 3 sets of 10 or like, I'm used to doing things in sets of like small increments. And I was trying to do those 25 jumping jacks the other day and I was like, well, I don't feel right just doing 25 jumping jacks and stop. So I feel like I needed to do 3 sets. And then halfway through that second set, I'm like, why is it 25? Can you give us a background story on why 25?
Because that's what they challenged me to do on live. It was 25.
Okay. See,
but, I mean, what do you want to change it to? Let me know now.
It's okay.
Honey, I'm just figuring it out. That's it.
When they say, get somebody else to do it.
It was 10. I'm all for single numbers. It's closer to 4. I know that's right.
I need to stand up, but I don't want, Bertha be showing out when I stand up. So if she show out, just,
you want me to turn the camera?
Turn a little bit.
All right, we gonna talk. I'm gonna talk to y'all while she stand up real quick.
I'm trying to find my water.
Yeah, where your water? She got all type of accessories over here. She got outfit changes. I mean, like, sis came ready, and I did not. Give me that necklace so I can, have a little razzle dazzle for the people too.
Where did my water go? It's Marlee. You ain't.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Lord.
Ooh, sis, let me buy this. This is cute.
Oh no, child. That's the one that had all the fellas in my DMs. I don't know if I'm ready to part with that one. Yeah.
You don't have to part with it. Just let me borrow it, cause it just gave me a whole new life. I ain't even got no lip.
Let me get that one. You take this one.
It's on already. Are you ready? Are you back?
I'm back
to where you need to be.
Well,
I might as well put my pants up too.
I'm about to fully change online real quick.
See, go ahead. She done got whole outfit.
My necklace and then just upgrade. I'm about to.
You already was upgraded before me. Y'all see how we do?
Yeah.
Y'all see how we do?
Real sisters over here.
I mean, this how we do all the time. So anyway, hey Ashley, what's going on? Hey Mr. Hayes. Listen, We cutting up. But we really about to start the podcast. We really about to go live.
Yes, we are. We've been
and
cutting
talk
up
about Wakanda Forever. Let us know what you wore to the viewing, okay? Because listen, one thing I will say, we did not wear our all white.
We didn't.
We did not wear our all white because, honey, first off, the movie theaters is dirty.
They are. They absolutely are.
Did I cut you? You good? We good? Okay.
All right.
I'm loving this. Let me pull my t-shirt up so it looks like it's part of the fit.
That will be coming right back to me.
Yes, you can go back home with it. You can go back home with it. I'm gonna borrow it though.
Just like little sister's child. Just like a little sister. Mm-hmm. But yes, y'all bring some people in the room. Marlee, I don't even know how to share like a live so that my people can get in here too, because you gotta
do it on your phone. You gotta open up yours and share it to the people. Share it in your stories.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me turn the volume down on this.
Now I don't know if I can do it in my own.
I can't share it to my story. I can only share it to people, and I don't want,
Yeah, I can't share my own.
It's all good.
You should be able to.
It's all right.
You can't share it to your...
Ain't no option, child.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. All right, well, both of the necklaces are cute. Thank you, Ash.
Yes, thank you so much. These are from...
Y'all see how she done put on a whole little number?
Yes.
Listen, my cape is upstairs, but I ain't going to get it. Wait, where did the sweater come from? That's what I'm talking about.
Because I need when I'm talking and I'm doing like this, I need y'all to get that passion in that arm. You see that passion that comes through with the sleeve?
Y'all see what I go through?
Y'all about to be entertained today because listen.
She actually on camera today too.
I'm on camera.
And she ready.
I didn't put a little moisturizer on my face. I ain't ashy.
You should have brought me some.
Look at that. Ooh, child. Y'all ready? Because I'm ready.
Anyway. All right, here we go. We're about to record. So y'all make sure y'all let us know what y'all want us to say in the podcast. This is all of us contributing because, honey, we're about to get into it. So here we go.
Into it.
All right.
All right. We recording yet?
No, I'm gonna intro.
Listen,
I got you.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it right here. Are you leaving this up? Are you gonna type? I just don't wanna.
You do your thing, sis.
Okay.
Do your thing.
Hello and welcome back to the 810 podcast. It's your girls Marlee and Robyn, and today we are here for a special episode. We are headed on a flight to Wakanda because we have seen Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. Sis, what's up?
Listen, I just got back from getting, the visa, because you have to have a special visa to get admission to Wakanda. Right. And if you don't have your visa, you need to go apply for it now because, it's not just anybody. You can't just go into Wakanda.
It's exclusive.
It's exclusive, okay?
Yes.
So, let's hop on this flight. What is this? Flight 11-9. 11-9.
11-9?
I think that's when the movie came out. Yeah?
Yeah, something like that.
11-09. 11-10. Whatever. Who cares? Anyway, we're going in. It's 8-10.
Oh, sis. Okay, so let's set the people up for success.
Okay.
Right? Because we have not talked about the movie yet.
At all.
We saw it. We both have seen the movie twice. Mm-hmm. We both did not see it together both times. Mm-mm. And you actually saw the movie internationally.
Yes, I did. I saw the movie in Santo Domingo last Friday. I was in Santo Domingo for one of my friend's weddings. And a part of our arrival festivities was going to the movies as a group. And let me tell you, going to the movies in the United States and going to the movies in another country are not the same.
Not the same.
Not the same. And I'm going to give you two comparisons real quick.
Okay.
Because when I went to the movies in Santo Domingo last Friday, we got there. Like, the movie started at 8:20. I think we got there like 8:10, something like that. 8:10. But yeah, we got there about 8:10 and, decided to get us a little bevy, decided to get us something to snack on before we got started. You good? Mm-hmm. Okay. Decided to get us something to snack on before we got started. And I kid you not, by the time we got in the theater, it was already 3 minutes into the movie. They don't play no games. 8:20, the movie starts rolling, okay? So we missed the opening sequence of the movie because they were not playing any games, no previews, none of that grab your snack, all that stuff. But contrast, last night when I went to see it here in the States, it took them 20 to 30 minutes to start the doggone movie.
Yep, you was
and
not late.
Like, why?
You were late.
Why are they showing all these
You was
previews?
early. Yeah, you was early.
Legit got there at 7, got in the theater at like 7:40, 7:50. And the previews did not stop until 8:30 nearly. And I was not a fan. I was not a fan. So shout out to international theaters. And the promptness. Promptness. So
listen, we on time.
Yeah,
we on time.
We on time.
But in the States, no less than 25 minutes of previews.
And I saw 2 Avatar previews. Why do we need to see 2 previews for this movie? I do want to see it though.
Listen, it's gonna be good. So anyway, I thought that was vital too. But also tell them about the subtitles.
Okay. So the other reason, of course I wanted to see the movie again. Like, it was that good. I wanted to see it again, but literally I had to go see it again because we had already given ourselves this assignment that we were going to do this episode. Mm-hmm. So I had to see it again because on all of the Spanish speaking parts, the subtitles were in Spanish or there were no subtitles. And, my Spanish is okay. It's muy poquito. You speak it? Habla español.
No, your Spanish is actually very, very good, sis.
It's okay.
Compared to mine, I'm still at hola.
Yeah.
Buenos dias.
Mm-hmm.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien y tú. Okay. So, my Spanish, I can speak it better than I can listen to it. Mm. And so, we in the theater with the lounge chairs, you all laid back and, chilling. And then you see that they speak in Spanish, but no subtitles in English. And I had to let my seat up and sit on the edge of my seat and try to translate the words on the screen. And I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? So yes, I had to go watch the movie specifically for those parts where I did not have the translator and I could not, for the life of me, figure out what they were talking about, which was vital because that one of those very last scenes, definitely needed translation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So past this point, we are spoiling. We're not holding back. We have all the questions. We have all the answers. We have all the theories from TikTok, Instagram, all the dissections of the Marvel Universe.
Absolutely.
It is coming literally after this point right here.
And so strap in because literally this may end up being an hour or more podcast recording. Because
we got to talk about it.
We got to talk about it.
Okay, so let's start with so before going into it, mm-hmm. I'll talk about me. Mm-hmm. Everybody was like, we gonna give everybody through the weekend before we talk about it, and everybody just kept saying, take your tissues. Mm-hmm. It was good. You're gonna cry. You're gonna laugh. It's going to be an amazing tribute, right? That's all that we had heard.
That's all that we heard.
Up until actually going. Mm-hmm. And I ain't gonna lie, because you know me.
Yes, I do.
I mean, I will cry at anything. At the drop of a dime, I will drop a tear. I will just start tearing up. Can't hold it.
Lord! Why they do me like that? Something to that effect.
Something to that effect, right?
Yes.
And so, sis, I didn't cry.
And contrary to popular belief, I do not cry at all. Like, it's moments where everybody's looking at me and expecting me to be in tears, and I'm sitting there like, what y'all crying for? But myself, because I was getting ready to cuss. We can't cuss. Daggone it. I was in shambles. Okay. I was crying from so many moments in the movie, and I'm still not okay.
I'm not okay. I will say I'm not okay. I had to process. I think I cried more when I left the movie than inside the movie because I was just so like
overwhelmed. It was
overwhelmed.
It was very overwhelming.
Overwhelmed is the word. Yes. Because when I thought I was getting together, something else would happen. I'd be like,
Yeah.
No.
And it was just like, having seen it twice, did you find yourself paying attention to certain scenes more than you did the first time around?
Absolutely.
So yeah, like that I feel like made it even more intense and more heartfelt because like it's one thing when you don't know something is coming, but then on the flip side, when you do know that it's coming, it just hits different.
Because then I'm really paying attention to the detail of how it happened.
Yeah. And I feel like we both talking about the same
we
scene.
Are.
We're going to get to it.
All
right, spoiler alert.
Like, this is it. We really ain't
Are we going to start from the beginning, or do we just want to start from
we normally start from the beginning, but I think we should just go ahead and let it out because...
Okay, so... I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm not gonna hold y'all. But y'all...
Listen.
When my soror...
Okay?
Angela Bassett, a.k.a. Queen Ramonda...
Queen Mother...
did not wake up.
Let me tell you something.
When Nakia was like, she has passed in their native tongue, like, why they had to take her? Why they had to take her?
Why?
So that, sis, was rough.
That was rough. I will say, so seeing it the second time, my eyes actually filled up. It still didn't drop.
Yeah.
But like, I just felt the suspense. I think the biggest thing about the scene for me was I legit was not expecting it.
Yes.
At all.
Like.
And. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I think what's crazy to me is that Namor gave her an omen that was what was going to happen. He pretty much told her that he was going to kill her. The reasoning for why he did it was different, but he told her that he would kill her. And that's exactly what he did. And
I didn't catch that until watching it the second time.
Yeah, he told her. I will kill you. I will come there and I will kill you.
Yeah.
So, just thinking about, her death was so unexpected for me. I feel like, honestly, though, had Chadwick not passed away, she probably would have been... Somebody would have died in the movie anyway. And I'm wondering if she would have been one of the deaths.
Right.
That took place had he lived.
But also, can we go back though too, right? I think that's what we were talking about in the preview episode, right? We rewatched the first one. We talked about what we were feeling, how we were feeling going into the second one. And we knew that there was an overall heavy weight that was going to be at the movie because of his absence. But I do feel strongly that it was so well written where the story still made sense.
Yes.
But also it allowed us to almost grieve with the cast.
Yes.
And allowed us to just be in the moment because I feel like that was real. Like all of those things were real.
Yes. And one of the things that I think about is Chadwick passed away in the height of the pandemic, right? When so many people were dying that you really don't even have a moment to process one before another. You hear about somebody else passing away, right? So when we're living in a world like that, I really feel like, even though he passed away two years ago, or
2 years ago
at this point,
2020.
he's passed away this long ago. Like, we are just now coming to terms with the fact that he's no longer here, because I think sometimes, even in a movie world, we kind of look at these characters as like real people, and we think Chadwick passed away, but Black Panther's still alive, right?
Right.
So the fact that it's, showing a severance all across the board, like, yes, he passed away, and the fact that they kept it as he died from an illness, mysterious illness that he kept secret, which parallels in a lot of ways the way in which he passed away in real life. Nobody but the people that were in his close circle even knew that he was dealing with the cancer and all of those things. So it definitely made it real. That first scene, the somberness of it, the silence that was in that Marvel opening when it's usually very loud and theatrical, how it was very toned down and quiet.
Yeah.
All of those feelings. So going into the movie in the first 5 minutes, like, you're already emotional.
Already emotional.
Yes.
Already. I will say, and I know that we talked about this in the preview too, is, Ruth Carter and her costume designs, and the ones from the first movie came here to Roanoke, so we got to see the exhibit quite a few times. And we were talking about, how do you outdo yourself in a sequel? And I absolutely think she did, but I loved the all white.
Yeah.
Of the funeral, or both funerals, rather.
But especially T'Challa's, because
yeah, it was beautiful.
The vastness of it, first of all, because like, I don't know if people who've seen it, if they've paid attention to this, but like, when they do that pan out, you can see in the distance Wakandans on rooftops and like all over the place, just paying homage to Chadwick in their all white, and I'm just like, man,
it was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful, and just that whole sequence, the dancing and like celebrating his life, not just mourning and grieving, but like literally celebrating this amazing dynamic life, because his life as Black Panther was just as phenomenal as his life here on Earth in reality.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think that was huge. That was huge. But two, just following the storyline, right? So at the beginning, he dies. We, memorialize him. And then it goes into the 1 year later scene where Queen Ramonda goes to the United Nations. And that's when all of the countries are starting to attack them because they're vulnerable, because the Black Panther is dead. How did you feel about that whole sequence, like that, how that was playing out?
First of all, and you asked, I think you might have asked the wrong person that question, and because I could shift this one or two ways. I can give you the good version. I can give you the real version. I might do a little bit of both. Go ahead. What we know is African nations have been colonized and pilfered for their resources since the dawn of time, right? Since we knew that Africa was resource rich, I mean, from the gold to the coal to, precious metals, diamonds, Africa is very mineral rich, and people have been pilfering and like stripping Africa of its resources for years, and it's been okay. Nobody's attacked Great Britain for the way that they pillaged and plundered Africa, but on the flip side, let an African nation invade your country, let an African nation invade France or the U.S. and try to do the same, and then we would have an all-out war.
Right.
So I think seeing that scene was very... I was upset in the way that the U.S. side and the French side, the way that they were almost acting entitled, like they were entitled to the resources that Wakanda had. And so that scene did not sit well with my spirit, but I did love the clapback.
Right.
I did love the clapback. It
was, I actually didn't think about that. But now it puts a different perspective on it. I think I thought about it in the Marvel universe, not necessarily real world time. But it was like, how dare they? How dare they? How dare they just come up into an outreach center and like try and run up on them, like they wasn't gonna be ready for that. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's insane. But also, like in the real world, if we had those resources, if Wakanda really existed in Africa, like how dope would that be? I mean, listen. I just feel like Wakanda, even though it is this fictional place, is literally a manifestation of the beauty of Africa as a whole. Like, it's like a combination of like just this African union. When you see the costume design and you see like the different tribes, like the writers, the costume set designers, everybody literally wanted to piece together this fictional place that pays homage to all different subsets of Africa. So like when you say like what if it was like a real place, I feel like it is a real place. It's a combination of real places, right? And like even though vibranium isn't real, there are precious metals in Africa that people are still trying to get their hands on daily. Yeah, I love that. I think too, I think the movie had a lot of pivotal moments, a lot of those one-liners that, we're really going to remember. But what stood out to me was Okoye and the spear. And why she didn't want, I don't know the character's name, the actor is Michaela Cole, but she had the two, and Shuri had made a new set, and she was like, no, we use the spear because it is I think she said elegant and deadly, and it was something that was passed down from their through the lineage of the Dora Milaje. So I loved that specifically, and them ushering in all of the people who were trying to take them captive into the United Nations. I thought that was just powerful. Pivotal. Very pivotal, very powerful. And so after that, we go into the introduction of the Talican and them taking over the ship. Yes. So, what was your initial thought? Because I was confused. You talking about when the U.S. first struck the vibranium in the ocean? Yeah. So I had a whole lot of thoughts, especially with the singing. The singing and them jumping in the ocean brought me back to Once Upon a Time. Sure did. So I'm thinking about mermaid myths and like all these legends like that, because we know that, we love, everybody loves The Little Mermaid and, all the cutesy look stuff. But in folklore and like myth and legend, mermaid and people who live in the water, they are not to be played with, okay?
They are not to be played with. They don't like anybody trying to invade their turf. And like even back to the pirates trying to go out in the ocean and get that treasure. It fell in our water. It's ours now. Okay.
Right.
That's what the people who live in the water are on.
Right.
So it really brought me back to some of those folklores and legends about mermaids and water people, and like I knew that once that singing started, I was like, oh, it's over. It's about to be on and popping.
Yeah.
On and popping.
Yep, I was feeling the same way. I had the same thought. I mean, we know that we have the same brain. We got the same brain,
y'all.
I went directly back to Once Upon a Time, the episode with Ursula's voice.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And so she sang to get the boats to come in, and then that's when they would evade and attack them. And so the fact that they're singing put them in a trance to literally jump off the ship to their immediate death, or like I guess that was my question, is when they're bringing them off the ship, are those people dying to their death, or are they making them a part of the army?
I'm going to say they died.
Do you know, though?
I'm going to say they died, and then I could go a little bit. I mean, we don't know. We really don't know.
We don't know.
But one thing that I initially thought about was that, when we think about Mayan folklore and history and things like that, sacrifices. So like they were going to Namor. Right. They were going to Namor. Now what he did with them once they got down there,
don't know.
That's up to interpretation. Yeah. We'd love to hear y'all's feedback if anybody has a theory as to what happens to the people once they fall in the water from that melodious. I mean, it sounded really ominous but beautiful at the same time.
Yeah, it was like, what they saying?
Yeah.
What they saying?
But no, seriously, that was really something else. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, we are here again. Like seeing somebody like really being lured by these voices. So,
but also too, like, of course that was the first part of the scene, but then they like actually came out of the water,
and that's when it was like real.
Right, like attacking the plane, him going up and spinning the plane around. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
It was very intense. Like that whole scene, I was like, from the jump, I was like, we got something on our hands now. I wasn't sure how that dynamic was going to play out with the Wakandans. Yeah. But like, I was like, we really got something on our hands right now. Yeah. So,
what does that mean?
I went for it when the song got yeah.
Yeah.
So we're reading live comments. Yeah. If you're listening back on the 810 podcast right now, and you see us take pauses, we are reading comments from people who are live reacting on Instagram.
Okay, so yeah, but I think that seeing how powerful he was alone too, and of course, like, I mean, listen, I've seen a million superheroes, right? We've seen them all across the board. They all have different strengths. They all have different, features and all those things, right? But to see somebody with wings on their feet,
child,
I ain't seen that one.
I ain't never seen that.
I ain't seen that one.
Never seen that.
But also, the man was fine.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, and I ain't gonna hold y'all. But sis, I was ready to go get my PADI certification so that I could go scuba diving down there and see what's going on down at the bottom of the ocean. Cause
they down there.
Cause I mean, if he looked like that, then that means the rest of them down there gotta look like something. They come from the same. They come from the same bloodline. So even if he hemmed up, it's gotta be a little something down there.
Little razzle dazzle
under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the sea. So
I love it.
I always joke about 90 days the other way. Like if I was to go do 90 Days Fiance, it would be me going to the other country to like live with them.
Yeah. So you going to the Talican?
I'm going to the Talican. Like I'm not doing like Ariel did and trying to go landlocked. It's overrated. I'm going down here with the Talican. Okay. Talican look like they got some cool things popping off under the sea. And I'm trying to see what that be like.
Right.
I'm just trying to, flourish under the water.
Exactly. All right, so let's get to these comments. Meesma said they was kicking butt and not asking questions, period.
Mm-hmm.
But you notice, no black people looking in the first scene.
In the first scene?
Which scene? In the first scene, that they were on the boat with the CIA.
There were no black people.
There wasn't.
I hope he got a cousin child.
It was given Greek mythology till I figured it out. Yeah.
So Namor, if you're out there, if you're watching, if you're taken, it's fine. But do you have a cousin? ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Dónde está su primos? Where are your cousins? Because I want to know them.
I thought "como se dice" is how do you say?
I was trying to figure out how to say it.
Oh.
Yeah. I had to think.
See, I remember that much. I remember very little from my almost 6 years of Spanish.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about their big entrance, right?
Yes.
But then we go back to our soror and Shuri.
Which one? Because we got several sorors in this movie.
That is true. That is true. We got to talk about that.
Yes.
But we go back to Ramonda and Shuri going to the campsite and them meeting Namor for the first time. Because I think that's pivotal. We have to talk about that too. Let's also say we are not going to go scene by scene.
We're not. We're all over the place.
But we have to talk about the pivotal things.
Yes.
And I think the introduction of them
yes.
was a thing. Because they were caught off guard, number one. Right? They didn't know that anyone could come into Wakanda through the water, no less.
Yeah.
And then they went unguarded. So they had no weapons other than those spears, which, okay. She had no Kamoyo beads. That means they couldn't call anyone. They were literally secluded.
In the bush.
Yes. So that was a pivotal scene.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
So, because it is a pivotal scene, I guess before we go to that part, I have to talk about the lead up.
Okay.
And the reason why they were there. And processing grief, right? So you have everybody does not grieve the same way
at all.
Everybody does not process grief the same way. And you literally have people who are still living with grief today that they may have encountered years and years and years ago.
That's true.
What we know is by the time that they're at this campsite actually trying to process and heal, it's been a year.
Right.
And Shuri is still not taking the time to process. And her mom basically gives her a warning, if you got to let that go or it will consume you. And we hear Shuri say that she wants to burn the world.
Yeah.
So that anger has begun consuming her already. And we're just at the point where her brother has passed away. Not anything else that has transpired yet. So just think about when you hold things in. And it's like a powder keg. And the more that you pack in, the more that you hold on to when it does explode. It's so big. It's so much. So just in that lead up, we're already starting this dynamic between Namor and Shuri and Ramonda in a place where Ramonda may have a little bit better grace to give to Namor. But Shuri, she already upset.
Right.
She's already on edge. And you're just adding this other layer of, this new layer to that whole dynamic.
Yeah. Because and I mean we gonna get to vengeance and that part, but I think when you, like you said, when you let it fester, right? And we're talking about grief, but even just anger, right? So you are angry, or you are upset, and maybe, you know, again, we don't know how complex those emotions were, right? What we saw, so we didn't see everything, but what we saw was her trying to save her brother, and she didn't.
Yes. Could you imagine? Could you imagine being so brilliant that you have the ability to come up with things like this, and then you still aren't enough to save the person that you like, that like your person? Her brother was her person, and she still did not have the ability to save him. So to have her live with that guilt, that grief, that anger,
like that. I mean, that already, even those three things, that's like this, and then sitting with it for a year and not dealing with it. The smallest thing, it continues to grow. Yeah. And
losing faith because she's now no longer even believing in the power of the ancestors or in what they can do.
There's no one to protect them, right? Because Killmonger came in and burned all of the heart-shaped herbs. So that was the reason that she couldn't save him the first time. Yeah. And then there was no more after that for
a new Black Panther to emerge.
Right. So there's a lot of emotion there. There's a lot of weight there. Yeah. And so then you have somebody just coming up in the spot like, hey, hey, auntie.
Like basically coming in like, oh, the air smells amazing here. Like, this is beautiful. And you're like, who are you? And how did you even get in here? Right. How did you get in here? Because that was like, I was mad for them. He done came and disrupted y'all's moment. That's how I knew right off the bat. I was like, this ain't gonna be good. Before he even got through his little spiel, the way he just came in unannounced, uninvited. We don't play that. Now, you gotta even call Black people for you even go over their house. You don't just pop up.
Don't show up at the door.
You don't just pop up at Black folk house.
Don't show up at the door. If you gonna surprise me, tell me ahead of time. Tell me to be ready that you gonna surprise me. Don't just show up. If we ain't have plans, don't just show up.
I was just in the neighborhood.
Because the house ain't clean.
I was just in the neighborhood because you wasn't.
You what?
You wasn't.
You don't live over here.
You don't even go here.
Don't. Okay, so what I saw the second time, because I was so caught off guard with the first time, I wasn't listening, right? But of course, I had seen the entire first movie. I had seen the entire movie, so I knew what to look for. But she had just said the part about wanting to burn the world. Yes. But her mother's response to her was, Shuri, there's something that I need to tell you. And again, we're not gonna say what she wanted to tell her, but I think that was a pivotal moment that he also interrupted. Yes, because there was something that she needed to tell her,
and we still don't know what that is. Right. And what is your theory that she wanted to tell him?
Well, I don't want to talk about it this soon. We ain't got there yet. Okay. But Yeah. Okay, so we agree on what she thought she was gonna tell them.
Because I feel like that would have just made her. It would have boosted her spirit
a little bit. Yeah. I think it would have made it a little bit easier to deal with. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit though. We can't go straight there. Okay, so Shuri.
Yeah, hold on. Yes, Miss Mo. Where was the radar for the River Tribe? Ooh, where were y'all at?
That is true.
And why they didn't get demoted? Why they ain't lose their ranks and stuff? We're gonna talk about that in a minute.
You showed up right about that. Where was they at?
Where was the River Tribe?
Because in here, you know what? That's a really good point because, and for the people on the podcast, let's read what she actually said. So she says the river tribe had no radar because they weren't trying to get blamed. Now, so in the scene, they are down by the river, and from even the first movie and the second movie, we really do not get a chance to see the other tribes and what they're actually responsible for in protecting Wakanda. Right now, we do see Wakabi at the border, right? When Michael B. Or when Killmonger comes in for the first time with old dude. But we don't actually see the merchant tribe, the mining tribe, the river tribe. Like, we don't see what their responsibilities are.
And for the people out there who are writers for Marvel, we want to know what these tribes do.
We want to see.
We want to know what their day-to-day looks like because, yes. And we want to know what the different ranks in the Wakandan army do. Like, we know y'all got a Navy. We know y'all got an Air Force. We know y'all have, like, probably, like, the Marines in the Army. We want to know what these different groups do. What are the responsibilities? Yeah, we need responsibility, like, breakdowns. And
absolutely, because I want to know.
So, not only so that we can know, but so that we can hold people accountable. That's
right. Because the queen and the princess are literally out here by themselves.
And I'm like, I'm scratching my head. I don't even know how fast we need to fast forward this, but like when that one scene where Ramonda was up there at the window defending Wakanda, I'm like, where your people at? The queen should always have somebody on standby. I don't care what the day-to-day life looks like in Wakanda. The queen should always be,
where's the Secret Service?
You always protect your queen.
Always.
That's the number one rule of chess. When you lose your queen, the game is over. When you lose your queen in chess, the game is over.
That's true. That's true.
So, like, why is Ramonda unprotected during this whole period anyway? Like, why is she unprotected? I'm not happy about that. Like, I was not happy about her sitting there.
That's a good point. And, I mean, we know that the purpose of the Dora Milaje is to protect Wakanda.
Yeah.
But specifically to protect the throne. So why weren't they with her?
Why weren't they on post? Like, why weren't they on
post?
Where
was they?
Because, like, I mean, I'm sure that some of them may have ran out to go out into the world, but at any given time. And then, here's my other thing. This is Wakanda. Now I'm getting new things that's coming to my mind. We're going to be here for a while.
We are going to be here for just a minute.
Y'all buckle in.
Yeah.
Because why didn't she have like a safe room or a bunker? Like, even the White House has a space probably where they can put the president if something was going down.
Absolutely.
So why do they not have a vibranium like tank under like something that's like foolproof, that nobody can penetrate, to keep the queen protected?
Why are you standing at the window?
Listen,
what you standing at the window for? Why are you at the window? Okay, so let's go back because Misma just said some things on the live.
So I got it.
You got it. Yeah. It says, I love how that scene was him listening too hard for what he wanted to hear because he took it out of context to fit what he needed.
And you know how sometimes that is key, Misma. That is key. People have selective hearing. And they only hear what they want to hear. And then when they feed it back to you, they feed it in a way that they want you to hear what you said.
Period.
So yeah, he was definitely being manipulative in his whole approach there. Just totally.
Yeah.
I still love you no more, but yeah, that was manipulative as
all right, let's keep reading what she said because she out here preaching. She says his being was just so strong, the water vibranium hits different. When she got back, we saw that the River Tribe was in charge of the shield.
Hold on one second. I gotta marinate.
Go ahead. I was going too fast.
His being was just so strong.
I gotta take this off.
This is choking you. You probably buttoned too many buttons.
Maybe. I don't know.
His being was just so strong. that water vibranium hits different.
It does. It does. That's a word, ain't it?
That is a word. That is a word. That is a word. That is a word.
We need some popcorn.
You know what? I'm going to step away. You keep talking. I'm going to pop some popcorn.
But that's good though. Let's get back to the water vibranium. We got to come back to that.
We got to come back to that.
It
do hit different.
It do hit different. She said, "I'm here working. I'm gonna be here all day." I know that's right. So she with us for the episode. You can't prepare for an attack when the rest of the world ain't on your level, cause his ears too pointy not to have heard it all.
Oh, listen, he got that sonar.
Listen
sonar.
But yeah, okay. So that was big. That was big. That was big. But also, can we bring in our other soror, right?
Yes. Introducing
Dominique Thorne.
Yes, Dominique Thorne, our soror. Yes.
Shout out to her for bringing in Ironheart, which of course we don't know that's who she is.
Riri Williams.
But Riri Williams coming in at the top of her class.
Yes, this mastermind genius that's
first off, can we talk about how her school project is being used for a CIA operation?
Listen.
A school project.
It's amazing. A school, not only a school project, but a school project that her professor told her would never work. Which shows parallels to how Black students are treated in these institutions of higher learning, especially when it's shout out to HBCUs. Shout out to HBCUs right now, because I'm gonna tell you, ain't nobody at a HBCU telling these kids that, you know, they might. Now, don't get me wrong, they might tell them that something ain't gonna never work. But that's very much more common in these institutions of higher learning where there's a lack of Black representation in the education department. Yeah. In the professor department.
Absolutely.
So PW-wise, that was very on brand for you all.
Very on brand.
Very on brand.
And I didn't even go to one. But very on brand.
Yeah.
But Riri.
She reminded me of all of my nieces.
Yeah.
They're so smart.
Yeah. So. Very smart. Very just ahead of her time. But also, wait a minute. Before we bring her in too, can we talk about Okoye and Shuri's fashion? And their conversation? Blending in. At the school, because honey, it was everything.
And what I've heard, when I did a little reading about the costume designing, those particular outfits that they wore on campus were designed by the Adidas Seed program. Yes.
Wow.
So there was a collaboration. Awesome. Yeah, there was a collaboration between Ruth Carter and Adidas Seed program to come up with those concepts. And they were talking about the colors and everything. Yeah. But yeah, it was very thoughtful. Very thoughtful. Yeah. But yeah, they're blending in outfits.
Honey.
I mean, even
blended. Yeah. But also not blended, because had I seen them on campus, I would have been like,
what y'all doing?
Where y'all going? Yeah. What they here for?
I think
what they speaking at?
I think Riri's reaction to seeing Shuri was epic.
Everything.
Yeah.
Because also,
the Princess of Wakanda.
Right.
Yeah, is in my dorm.
Right. It's like I'm trying to think.
Starstruck.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's like Beyonce.
Yeah.
Coming to Hampton. It's and just knocking on my dorm room.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Why are you
what are you here?
You looking at me, though?
And then she was like, am I getting recruited?
Because that's the first thing I would
That is the first thing I would have asked.
What y'all need me to do?
You need me for backup.
Y'all need some graphic designers over there.
Y'all need a hairstylist. I'm ready. Let me grab my bag. Okay? But also, Okoye gave her 5 minutes.
Okoye gave her 5 minutes.
To go and get Riri.
legit 5 minutes, and I don't even know if it seemed like it was shorter than that.
Yeah.
But she was in that thing. I do think it's funny how they make cultural references to current things, and I don't know if you heard the exchange about the makeup, and she was like
50
410.
Yes.
Like 50 410 or something.
First off, amazing placement.
Yes.
Okay, amazing placement for 440 for Fenty. Dang, I can't think of the name, but Fenty, period, right?
Yeah.
Also, with Rihanna bringing in the soundtrack too, I thought that was amazing placement for the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. So, definitely memorable pieces. From
Meesma said, "Y'all, they were at MIT. Them white college kids won't stunt in them. They probably wasn't.
Well, child,
because I mean." We ain't there.
I'm not at MIT.
No, we not.
And I don't know. I'm sure the black kids at MIT probably would have been like, "Who is that?" Because they so smart. They don't be all up in the
in the entertainment. Right.
Yeah. So that's valid. Had they been on the HBCU campus, that wouldn't have gone over that smooth. No,
that's true.
Because we would have known. They would have barely got out the car.
No,
it would have had a crowd. And
first off, we would have recognized that the car wasn't wasn't a normal car.
Listen,
like we might not have known it was vibranium.
Because
but we would have known. That ain't no regular car. Who getting out the car? Because I'm going to watch.
Because let Trey Songz ride through Virginia State in 2005. We knew that. We knew whose car that was.
Period.
He coming through with the Caprice that had the reflective, chromatic, what do you call that? Where it's like color changing, iridescent color. I'm like, we know that's him. We knew it was you, Trey.
Hey, Trey. So like, you're right. They wouldn't at Hampton wouldn't have blended in. We would have seen them coming. Would have been an announcement.
Somebody skipping class. It would have been on Twitter. Yep. Yes, all that yik yak or whatever. Absolutely.
I got all that.
It would have been in all the group chats.
All of them.
Yes.
All of them. Screenshot real quick.
Yes.
But yeah, so
everybody with selfies like, man.
But too, like her garage, right? So I love that scene. First off, I love that everything was just functional and ready to go when they got surrounded. But also, I think this is a good time to talk about the technology of the movie because it was amazing.
Yeah,
it was amazing. The technology advances that they made
between 2018 and now.
Yeah.
I love to see that the river tribe, like, or whatever. I guess that was the river tribe, but to get the passcode to open the gates of Wakanda was like beating on the water.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was really dope.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty
dope. Yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
So. What else? What other technology? The DNA strands, like where she was able to manipulate things just by like grabbing it and like replacing things. And, but then seeing like old technology reimagined, like the mortar and pestle. That she used to kind of break down the fabric strands for the bracelet. Yeah. So all of those things, they had some really cool technology. Yeah. Really cool technology.
Yeah. But definitely Riri and like her, just how complex everything was in the garage.
Oh yeah. And her Iron Man suit. Right, her Iron Man suit.
Yeah. She talking about, she got a whole YouTube channel dedicated to
sightings.
Yeah. I thought that was really, really cool.
Yes.
So the battle scene. The battle scene. What do you make of the battle scene?
The battle scene.
Like from them leaving the garage up until they're taken. Like, so that whole scene.
Of course it was just very intense. It was given what I wanted it to give as far as intensity, and then I got my, I told you from the first Black Panther, my hype music that comes on anytime the Dora Milaje are in action. It's like this. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. Hey.
Hey.
We about to,
hey. Why are we
for real. Like, when the music came on,
Yeah.
I knew it was about
going
to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, the running from the police, I'm like, man, they gonna get away. I'm gonna tell you what made me upset about this whole scene, though, is that the fact that, why it take y'all so long to leave the city?
Yeah.
Y'all literally were talking to her in the daytime and y'all were at her lab at night. Y'all should have been out.
Right.
Like, she didn't need to get nothing to take with her. You had to get her out of there. You could have told her, we're going to get some stuff when we get there.
Right.
It was already locked up. So that whole dynamic kind of like threw me off, because I'm like, why did it take y'all so long to leave anyway?
Questions.
Because then people have time to track you down and figure out what you're doing.
Right.
So, but the fight scene, when Riri shot down the drone and when she blew up that little bridge area with the police, I thought then, I was like, yo, Wakanda is about to be at war with America. Like, I thought that, like, that was going to, like, spark something off there. I literally did not expect the water people to pop up like that.
Right.
At all. Was not expecting that.
Right.
I thought it was just about to be like, you know, America and Wakanda going at it.
Yeah. Because in 2, like we forgot to talk about our favorite colonizer, right? So he was there, which is how they ended up at Riri, because he tipped them off. And then, you know, he has made a deal with them that they share information, he shares information, so that, you know, they still good.
Yeah.
I think him, the fight scene specifically, Misma just said,
if it was set in fall, it was only 5 p.m.
That's true. That is true. But she said, the fact that his soldiers don't die was crazy, right? So the blue people, like, Okoye was really fighting really hard, and they stayed down at one point, which I was like, okay. But then they just, like, got up and walked away.
And now that's curious to me too. But then again, they all have the power of that heart-shaped herb in them, like whatever the plan is. Whatever that plan is, they all have that in them too. But my question is, and maybe because she was younger, how did that other girl die so easily? The one that sparked the whole fight that comes later on.
Right.
I mean, she got barely stabbed in the stomach. And I think that someone made a statement like, she'll heal. And she didn't.
Yeah, because he closed her eyes.
Yeah, she was dead. She was gone. So, like, what's the difference between a regular Talocan and Namor and his, like, warriors? Like, what's the difference in their genetic makeup?
Or is it that, and these are questions that we need answers to because we don't have the answers. Is it that, okay, so he was a mutant. So his mother took whatever it was, and then he was born. So his mother was human, and then she took whatever it was, and then he had the powers of both.
Yes.
Right? So is it that his descendants have the same gene? Or is it that, like all of them have heightened abilities?
That's a good question. And that would make sense, because I feel like Namora, and I don't know what the other warrior's name that always goes at it with Okoye. I don't know what his name is. I don't know that it was ever revealed to us.
They said it once. I just don't remember what it was.
Yeah. But I wonder if there's some sort of special bloodline between that trio that makes them more powerful than others. But then again, also, along with Namora and the warrior who came up, there were 2 or 3 more people who had the same thing, like that they didn't die when they were given blunt trauma that should have killed them. So.
But also, my other question is Namora a sister? Is Namora a wife? Or what is she? Is she a cousin?
I feel like Namora is his sister. I'm going to keep that in my mind because in my mind, he's single. Hey, Namor. He's single. So, in my mind. That was his sister. She's overprotective. That was his sister. It was not her man.
Oh, okay.
It was not her man.
I mean, it could be a sister.
That's his sister.
It could be a sister. I don't know. That's why I'm asking the question.
Well, that's my answer. That's my answer.
Because then when the girl died, he said my child. So
And
was he just saying was that his child or just, his child?
And I'm wondering if we in this like demigod phase or are all of these his children?
Because they did say that he's been around for much longer than we have, right? He's been around since the 1600s. If we're in 2022...
No, he's been around since before then, right?
I interpreted 1600s.
Okay.
But I don't know.
1527. I feel like that was the thing that popped up on the screen.
Sure. So
1600s. Okay.
1600s. Mm-hmm. So if you've been around for 400 years, all of those could be his descendants.
Yeah, literally. I mean, when you think about it, they started with a small pool of descent of people who had gotten the smallpox.
Maybe like 7 or 8 is what we saw on film.
So a small batch that contracted the smallpox and subsequently ended up having to drink of this plant that was revealed to them by one of the gods that they worship. And that plant, we know that they're not immortal because his mom ends up dying from grief. Like she did not, of course it saved her life, but she was not attached to living under that water.
Right.
So, man, I don't know. I don't
either. Questions that need answers.
Yeah.
Maybe the people they call get to choose their ways and not die. Oh. Maybe.
That's a good theory.
I don't know.
That's a good theory.
Okay, so we were talking about fight scene.
Yes, fight scene.
They get abducted, which leads into the conversation that we just had, right? So Shuri gets to see the Talican, and he's telling her, how he was born, about his mother, and he talks about. He said, she asked, "Why are you telling me all of this?" And he says, "So that you understand why I have to kill the scientist."
Yes. Because he
gonna kill her.
It's too much. You have too much to lose. And I think the beauty of what we see in that sequence is the extremes that he was willing to go to protect his people. It wasn't necessarily this underwater world. It was his people, and he was just like, I can't allow my people to be harmed by what is happening on the surface world.
Yeah.
And just even that whole dynamic of how he even got into the mentality. I think this stopped us.
Did it?
I think it did. We're taking a pause, guys.
All right, we're taking a pause.
Because they cut us off on Anchor. Did it cut us off? So it won't let you end it? Oh, Lord.
It's not going to lose it.
Okay.
I don't think. I hope not. But also, if we do, we have it on here.
We do have it on here. Yeah.
All right, we gotta watch next time.
Yeah. But we do have a lot. I don't know about Marlee. Marlee's probably halfway through her spiel. I haven't even touched on one of the key points that I want to talk about in this episode.
Well, talk about it.
Right now?
No. Well, no. I'm trying to get it back.
Okay.
I'm trying to get back.
Listen, y'all. I got something for you. I got something I got to get off my chest.
Get it off your chest.
I got something that I got to get off my chest. Water break. Y'all finna have 8, 10 parts to this prize guest episode. Okay. Yep.
All right, so it did save. Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Meesma, what's for dinner? Who else is on live? What are y'all eating for dinner while we get this? Let me go get this good old Coca-Cola and popcorn from Macho.
Yeah. We're just going to let that load. If not, what I will do is I will take the audio from this and upload the first hour, and then go back.
But it looks like it's saved?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Because it says 2 minutes and it says 0 minutes. But we are gonna end. I think we should. We'll talk about like now to the end, and then clip it. I think we could do that in an hour.
Okay.
In an hour, and you got a meeting to get to too.
5.
Yeah. So, I think we can finish in an hour, but we will stop it for the next hour.
Okay.
Okay. So what were we talking about? We were talking
about the Talican people.
But were we transitioning into something else?
I feel like we might have been, perhaps. We finished this fight sequence. We talked about how they would not die, and then when we come back, we can talk about how the last scene we see is from that fight scene. Shuri's gone. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shuri's gone, and Okoye has to go back and face the music.
Oh, yeah. 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 Okay.
Is that a good place to start?
Mm-hmm. I was trying to think if we had any snacks I could go and get.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna tell you
know
what,
we like to eat.
You know me, I'm sitting right here. I've been looking at that daggone muffin. My eye has been on that muffin, child. Because I'm gonna tell you, I haven't eaten today.
You ain't eat today.
I have not eaten today. You know how I do. You know how I do.
You can't do that. Do you want the muffin or you want something else?
What you got? What you got, Chad? What you got? We taking us a snack break.
White cheddar popcorn.
Yes, I gotta get some things off my chest. White cheddar popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's try that. Let's try that. Let's try that. I don't think the world is ready for what I got to get off my chest either.
Yeah.
We getting our popcorn too.
We can our popcorn. So not digging in the bag off live, honey.
Okay.
It's like we watching a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What list? What list I'm gonna get put on? We on Marlee's live, so she gonna get put on the list. I'm just gonna
put on what list? What list we get put on?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the list is. Okay. Then we're gonna make a mess because that's what we will.
I ain't made no mess. That's you.
I'm always making a mess. Okay. So you ready to talk about Shuri getting taken and Okoye facing the music?
Mm-hmm.
You starting us off? That matter.
Give me just a few more seconds.
Okay. I'm taking an eat break for real.
There you go. You had your eye on that piece of popcorn.
And there might go.
This break is brought to you by Smart Food White Cheddar Popcorn.
Popcorn everywhere. I got vacuum after this.
This popcorn good as hell, y'all. That's some good popcorn.
It is good. It's great.
Delicioso.
Muy.
Muy rico.
What is that?
Tasty. Or rich. Sabroso. Tasty.
I'm just trying to figure out why you ain't eat all day.
Because I ate late last night. When I got back from the movie theater, I ate some noodles. My daddy made these noodles. They were good.
Okay.
So.
Wish I could show y'all all the popcorn over here. We wish we could have some.
I know, right? What kind of popcorn y'all got? Y'all got double good.
I'm gonna say I got that double good upstairs.
We need to clear that inventory to make room for the new one.
I ain't buying no more of that popcorn.
You not? Well, what are you doing?
Not the kind that you got. Not the kind upstairs. All right.
Why?
Because.
That's for your guests.
No, y'all get this.
Good
You want me to buy my guests expensive popcorn?
I mean, is this not Chateau de Luxury?
Ciao.
Good theater popcorn.
You know
That
what?
sound good.
Pop Weaver. That's
Okay.
it. Listen. It just better have extra butter.
You know, I was telling you I don't really be doing the popcorn, but Maya got popcorn yesterday in the movie theater.
That popcorn was busted.
I was tearing that popcorn up. And she got the one that's got free refills.
Huh? Where's them? I can't go to no movie without a popcorn. I didn't even
This is too good. It's like ASMR right now.
Alright, you
I'm
ready?
taking a mukbang break.
We are a $1 theater. It comes with it, no extra.
What movies y'all got playing?
I missed the $1 theater. That was it. I know them theaters was packed too.
Okay.
Alright, you ready?
You don't need all that. Just shake like two. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's it. Sisters. Can't live with them. Can't live with them.
Can't live with them. Okay. It's good, y'all. We needed this.
We did. Fuel. Manna. Alright, I'm gonna go off camera because I'm about to.
Today is Elvis. Next weekend, the Bad Boys and
Bad guys.
oh, I can't see.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Let me flush this down and then I'll be ready.
Okay.
Look at you. You really got a vacuum now.
I got a vacuum anyway. I'll be making a whole mess.
Y'all should see the area around her feet. She got little popcorn kernels all over the place. You ready?
Okay.
Do y'all do that when y'all sip water? I think it's a family thing. Everybody in my family do that when they finish sipping. That's how you know it was good.
Okay. We ready for part 2?
All right, we're back. Hopefully we got that on camera. I mean, on recording. Because we recorded an hour and didn't realize that it stopped us. So we're gonna try to keep everything into this next hour. So where we left off.
Shuri and Riri have just been captured by the Taliban.
And we see Okoye in the distance watching them sail off on the back of Free Willy. Yes.
Because she gets hit by one of them water bombs. Can I also just say, so in the first movie, we know that vibranium and Wakanda's weapons are like the best, right? But I think that water, the presence of water in the movie, I think really like knocked them off their feet a little bit, because I mean, do you fight with water? Do you fight in water? Like that was a pivotal part of the movie too.
Hydropower.
Like that's different.
That water vibranium hit different.
Right. We did talk about that already, but like literally, that, I mean, even we ain't got there yet, but like the water bomb shot Okoye into the river, and that's how they were able to take Shuri and Riri.
Yeah. I mean, if we thinking about like the antagonist and the protagonist, like you got these two forces that are going against each other, right? It's like water is the Wakandan kryptonite, and then air exposure, being exposed to air and, you know, having to breathe oxygen, that's like the Taliban's kryptonite.
Yeah.
So, like, that water, they were not ready for that. The Wakandans were not, and not even the River Tribe.
No.
They wasn't even ready.
Still, where they at?
So, like, they wasn't used to the waterfalls, you know. They wasn't used to, they had to stick to the rivers and the lakes that they was used to.
Okay, TLC reference.
Yes.
Love that. But two, like, let's go into the battle scene, right? Because I think we've talked about them underwater, but Queen Ramonda goes and gets Nakia. She goes and gets her. No, let's go back, because she demotes Okoye.
Yes. So that was a very powerful scene in which
that one tear after she said, "I have given everything for my country." That was some acting. That was some acting.
And then when Ramonda clapped back, like, have I not given everything too?
And you lost my daughter. I trusted you.
Not only that, not only did you lose my daughter, but when Killmonger came in here and took over, you remained loyal to him. So you were loyal to the throne, to Wakanda. You're not necessarily loyal to me. And when me and my daughter had to scramble and put the pieces of our life back together after, you know, that happened, where were you? You were not there for us. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
At all.
You wasn't with me. And so just,
because they ran to Jabari Land.
Yeah. So it was just the way
we need to come back to that too.
The way that Ramonda read her
for filth.
And it was just sad on both parts, because you don't want Okoye to go through that, but you also absolutely understand the perspective that Ramonda was coming from in that moment. Yeah.
Absolutely. As I mean, neither of us are mothers, but I could feel her hurt, right? Yes. Again, we talk about this movie is emotionally heavy already.
I'm from the most powerful nation on the planet, and all of my family is gone.
Somebody said black actors normally reserve that acting for slaves movies, and I can't unsee that. That's deep.
That is
But
deep.
also, again, they didn't have to save it. They didn't have to save it for that. They really got to push out that emotion.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pivotal.
Left no crumbs.
That was pivotal. Their dynamic too,
Yes.
because again, as the general of the Dora Milaje, it was her responsibility to be there with her during the scene that we were talking about, during her being at the window.
Yes.
With Riri, it would have been her responsibility, but she had already been demoted.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. But like, in the same token, what a defense system at? Defend the throne at all costs.
The throne.
At all costs.
Okay, so we talked about that, but then what was I about to go into? She was a mother in that moment. Both of her children are gone. No parent should have to bury their child. Yeah.
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 That's real. And I don't know if this is...
Nakia. We were going to Nakia.
Nakia. Yeah, Nakia... What part were we going to with Nakia?
She went to Nakia to go rescue Shuri from the Talican.
So yeah, we see that Nakia has set up life. We know that she moves around. We know this from the first Black Panther installment, that she is not tied to any location. She's I feel like Nakia is my spirit animal. She's just like, I'm Wakandan.
I can see that.
I'm Wakandan, but I ain't gotta be here.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna go and start a school in Haiti.
Right.
So, seeing that scene, and you know how we know that that's probably also a part of her grieving process as well. So like, I think that with her going to Nakia and asking that of her, it gave her a welcome distraction as well. Like, I feel like she needed that. She needed that to kind of fuel her, to get her back in her groove too. To stop avoiding home, because I feel like avoiding home was part of her piece of like trying to heal and process her grief.
Right.
So yeah, Nakia goes in.
Goes to get Shuri. You know, she goes back to being a spy. You know, she finds out the information she needs to find out. Goes rescue Shuri, but of course, like, that's the pivotal scene where Shuri says this is going to start a war.
It is.
And so she knew it was started. I don't think that they thought that they was coming for them.
Yeah, I don't think that they...
That quick.
I don't think that they knew... Like, it's like almost like they didn't even have time to prepare.
Right.
Like, it's literally felt like as soon as Ramonda got back, when Shuri and the crew got back, like, it was like a matter of time, and it was like on and popping.
Right.
So, just that whole thing blew my mind. And I think it kind of segues me into what I've had on my heart that I need to say.
Okay.
Because one thing that, in hindsight and in reflection, that I think about with this movie is how Black women in movies, and in this movie in particular, are not given the space to be soft. Like, Ramonda didn't get a chance to grieve her husband. She didn't get a chance to grieve her son. And then Shuri didn't get a chance to grieve her mother, her brother, her father. All of that. They had to step up. They had to step up and be strong for a whole nation. For a whole nation looking to them for their strength. So I think that's one of the things that kind of left me with a little uneasiness, is the fact that, you know, I feel like Shuri did not get to her healing until literally the last minute of the movie.
Yeah.
The last 1 minute of the movie.
Yeah.
So
that's deep. And I know something that we predicted definitely came true, and I think this is a good time to talk about it, because we really see his character grow and develop and really take on that big brother, that protector role, and that is M'Baku and Jabari Land. We talk about, we didn't see presence of the border tribe. We didn't see no other tribes but Jabari Land, which was completely different from the last movie. But also we know that I think too, that was conflicting schedules with Daniel Kaluuya, right? He was filming Nope.
Yeah.
So that was, I think that was intentional, right? But if things could have come together, I would have hoped that they would have had more presence of the border tribe. But M'Baku, Winston, sir, Winston. Bravo.
Yes.
Bravo, because my man came in there and did what needed to be done.
And can I tell you that one of the scenes where I teared up was his scene, actually, the scene with him and Shuri.
Yeah.
When he was like, my side. It was just the emotion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when he was announcing that the Black Panther
yeah.
lived. Like that just gave me chills, and like my eyes instantly started
all of their scenes together, right? Also, we missed
the elders blessing her, like
but we missed the bald-headed demon.
Oh yeah.
Right? I think that has been the most quoted line from the movie that I've seen on social media. And listen, I'm here for it, because if I get a pair of clippers, I just might even join the club. Like, that's where I'm at.
I'm not.
You're not? Mm-mm. Okay. Anyway, his interactions with Shuri really grew. And I think, again, the second time watching their interaction was beautiful, right? Because in the first movie, of course, she had Chadwick, and that big brother, big sister, or little sister dynamic was very prevalent. That was her person, right? And their secret handshakes, and you see their true chemistry. But M'Baku, while he couldn't replace it, I think it was still just that really great mesh between them. I love that he was a confidant to her. I love that, he said, I know that you're hurting. Let me bring the elders in. Let me take them to Jabari Land, because by that time, the capital had been destroyed. Right? So that wasn't even on her mind. Protecting a country was not on her mind.
Right.
So he really stepped up and took that responsibility and accountability when she was at her most vulnerable.
Yes. And I think it was energy that we needed to see, because we see these women having to be so hard and having to, but knowing that they did have some semblance of someone there who had their back, so I appreciated the gems that he dropped on Shuri. Even when she didn't want to hear it. That some pieces of those conversations may have resonated with her later on, even if she wasn't willing to receive it in the moment. So,
I definitely think that she sat with it, for sure. Misma says, when you promise an elder sibling something and you are a person of honor, you have to keep that promise. I absolutely agree. For sure. For sure. Because we all know how the elders get restless.
Oh yes, absolutely. And what we see here, even in Wakanda, is that the elders are tired, because they're like, well, just take him to girl.
Right.
Because we don't have time for this. Like, we don't have a Black Panther. Like we are not in any position to be going to war with anybody right now. So if they want the girl, give it to them. That's what that's how the elders are rocking with it. And then you have the other side where they're like, no, we need to protect her. So yeah, the elders are restless. Yeah, they're restless.
Yeah, I think this is a great time to go into Shuri figuring out that she could recreate the heart-shaped herb by using the bracelet that Namor gave her. Her recreating the herb, and then taking the power and becoming the Black Panther. I think all of us assumed that that's what was going to happen, right? We just didn't know how we were going to get there.
Yeah.
Right?
I figured that, you know, it was going to have something to do with this plant that they had access to that grew from vibranium rich soil. I didn't know that when she was given the bracelet though, I was like, that's interesting.
It was like, you know, in our culture, we give engagement rings, right? And we give jewelry in general, not just rings, but jewelry in general as a sign of promise, as a sign of commitment, right? And so the bracelet, no, it wasn't a ring to be married, because again, you know, I don't know what her age would be at this point. I guess she would at least be in her 20s by now.
I would think so. I mean, this is
but he's also 400.
6 years from the previous movie. She's at least 24, I would say.
Right. So, I don't think that would have happened, but I think that there was chemistry there down at the Telecon.
There was chemistry for sure.
There was chemistry there.
And I feel like, you know, had Namor not been so turned cold from the world, that him and Shuri would have been able to have a good alliance from the jump, because their chemistry and the way that they were just able to talk and reason with each other, and how Shuri went there with understanding and compassion and really wanting to learn about him and his people, and not going in there in defense mode and like ready to attack. Like the composure that she kept from the beginning, for even you know, asking the Talican to take me to Namor. Like, let me talk to him or whatever. So all of that, and having to be able to keep, and having kept that composure, she was really genuine with her being there.
You know what it was giving?
What was that?
It was giving very much Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Right? Because they're talking. He tells her, I've got to kill the scientist. Yeah. This is why I'm telling you this. This is my plan. I'm just letting you know. So and she says, take me instead. Send her to Wakanda. Take me instead as your prisoner. Yeah. It was absolutely giving Beauty and the Beast.
From Once Upon a Time.
Yes. Yeah. Well, original Beauty and the Beast and Once Upon a Time Beauty and the Beast. Absolutely. It was giving Be With Me, especially when you give a family heirloom. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Like from your mother.
From your mother.
Yeah. Yeah. Because again, he could have given her anything.
But also, in the spirit of like thinking of it in an intimate way, I also think of it as like he's very serious about forming this alliance. Right. It's not just like, I'm not saying that I want you to be a part, you know, to come on board. I'm really inviting you all to form this alliance with us. So I think that was like a symbol of that as well. Yeah, that's good. That's good. But I want to fast back forward to the part of the movie where I think I had a lot of emotion through the entire movie, but I just remember sitting up and being like, yes, I remember you telling this story. Just based off of how you're squeezing my arm right now. I remember the story that you told.
I I know that I was not breathing.
When Ramonda was underwater.
No.
No?
No.
What scene are you talking about?
In the ancestral plane.
Oh.
When Michael B shows up.
Hold on, but let me ask you, did you think that there was going to be Ramonda in there?
I didn't know. Because they couldn't have put Chadwick in there for obvious reasons.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Of course, that is absolutely who she would have wanted to see. Mm-hmm. Right? But we know that could not have happened. Right? Mm-hmm. For me, it was too soon.
Yeah.
It was too soon. She had just died not even 10 minutes ago.
Right.
In movie time, right? So, for me, it was too soon. It didn't make sense.
Okay.
But then it was like, who's left?
Yeah.
Right? And my prediction was I wanted him to come back into the movie. I didn't know
how he would come back.
How it was going to happen, but it was like my prediction came right, and I literally could not breathe. I was like, ah!
Yeah.
And then I started doing one of these.
Let me just say,
like I was about to jump out of the chair. If I could reach out and touch the man on the screen, that's what I would have done.
Listen,
that's what I would have done.
Can I just talk about that post-mortem glow up?
Okay. Because the locks
were
matured.
Listen.
With length.
Okay. And I just love the
glow.
I love the swag in which he had his locks just like bunned up. Like
what?
It wasn't like nice and neat and prim and proper. It was just like a little, a little bun up. Like
honey.
This guy right here.
Baby.
Hey, Michael. Hey.
MBJ.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Came in and did the thing. I was literally trying my hardest not to look at the cast from the movie because they gotta put them in the credits.
What's up, little cuz?
So
I think that's right. He said
like.
So yeah.
That was the biggest shock of the movie. I was happy.
Yeah.
I was happy to see that they were able to include him in some way.
Yeah.
But I also thought that it was brilliant, the conversation, because also what I felt was as many times as we've been to the ancestral plane, we've been there plenty of times over both movies. They had the longest conversation.
They did.
And he was like, why you think I'm here? Be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Be honest with yourself. And I'm like, yo, mind blown.
And
mind blown.
Also, the fact that they were in the throne room and the water was still there.
Yeah.
And then as their conversation progresses, the room is in flames.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just the visual, like, woo! What is climax? The visual climax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah. Because again, we talked about last episode that the background of the ancestral plane always stays the same.
Yeah.
So when we saw Chadwick go, it was the purple, the blue, the sky. They're at the tree. Mm-hmm. Right? When Michael B goes, when Killmonger goes for the first time.
He's back in Compton.
He's back in Compton, but it's still in the background. You can still see that he's in the ancestral plane. And the same happened with Shuri. The background was still there, but like you said, it brought her up through the water first.
Mm-hmm. The same way that her mom passed away is how she came out.
And then to come around the throne and see her big cousin.
And I feel like my eyes were playing tricks on me because when I saw her, when she came out, I literally, you could see that there was somebody sitting on the other side of the chair. And in my mind, I thought I saw the hat.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Until I saw it the second time.
Yeah, and it was
and
lost.
I knew who it was.
Yeah.
But they shaped it that way. And I thought that was a really great touch.
And then I'm wondering, okay, here's another thing. Let's just throw this out here just to get people thinking and theorizing, right? What if in her mind she manifested seeing her mom, but her anger is what manifested Killmonger when she turned that corner. So it could have been her mom there at first, but then when she turned that corner, she had this fuel of anger in her, and she got what she was looking for.
But even still, he asked her, why'd you take it?
Yeah. Why'd you take the heart-shaped herb? Yeah.
And again, like we had already talked about, she been boiling. She was boiling before everything happened. Now her mama is gone. She really boiling.
She hot.
She is hot.
Fish grease.
Get out my mouth.
Fish grease.
Like, she was to that point.
Yeah.
So it would only make sense that he showed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a very nice touch to the movie.
Yeah, and I mean, Michael B. Jordan.
Thank you.
Wear white more often. It's a good look. That little fishnet, like woven, knitted sweater, hoodie situation. Yeah.
The costumes did what they needed to do.
They did what they needed to do, child.
Okay. So yeah. And then, let's go back to the big fight scene, right? Because that's kind of what happens next. And I don't think that we need to go through every detail. But I want to point out that they were smart enough to try as much as possible to take them to a place where, one, Wakanda could not be destroyed anymore, because the city was already destroyed. The capital was already destroyed enough. But also thinking ahead to how they could leave them as defenseless as possible. I think that was very smart. The turning the mothership into a heat chamber so that it would dry his skin out, so that he would lose some of his strength. Right? I mean, he's still human, so it wouldn't take as much, but the strength that he gains from the water, that was weakened.
Yes. Okay, so now that I'm realizing where we are, I have to dial back. Look, we're going to keep rewinding and fast forwarding.
Okay.
Because I have to go back to the Black Panther, when Shuri became the Black Panther.
Okay.
Because when she goes into the room and Nakia tells her that she's going to need a costume or whatever, she's going to need a habit or an outfit.
Oh, yeah.
So, when she goes into the room, there's two masks there. And in my mind, I believe that was like her father's mask and her brother's mask. So they were closely related to her dad and her brother's masks. But the mask that she ends up choosing and the mask that she takes on is gold, and it has some silver hints in it too. Killmonger and T'Challa. Like a fusion of the two. But then what was really key to me in this scene is that the mask had the dots. And I talked to you about this before, but I haven't talked to the live people about this before. But those dots that you see in the beginning of the movie covering the face of the mourners, movie, the dots that you see throughout like this mourning period and when they're in celebratory periods, they're not accidental. Those dots are from culture, from African culture, representing the ancestors and those who have passed on, who have left us, who have transitioned, who are no longer with us physically, but who we keep with us, spiritually. So the fact that her mask was covered in those dots, those Mchukozo dots all over, just really, it was something that that was another moment for me.
Yeah.
They're with me.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I noticed, how the Panther necklace has the things? Her necklace didn't have that. The suit had it. but her actual necklace. So, you know, like when she took the necklace to Chadwick and she put it on and that's the actual suit. Her necklace actually is open. So it's not a necklace at all.
It's just a loop.
But it's just a loop. And it almost looks like a snake. I don't think that that's what it was, but that's just how I'm describing it. And so it was very elegant, very 2022, very up to date, very like,
and I'm sure that
elegant.
there's a meaning behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
We just don't know what it is. So y'all tell us, what does that mean? But I love, I just love the style of how that came together.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So yeah, I had to run it back there before we went.
I absolutely think that her having silver and gold was a fusion of the two of them, but also very intentional. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but on her suit, somewhere around her ribs, which I found very interesting, she had pyramids.
Really? Oh.
I was like, you know what?
You know what?
I know what y'all doing, Marvel. I know what you're doing.
Let me just give it one more time. Shout out to all of our sorors who are any part in this movie.
Absolutely.
We know that there was Dominique Thorne, aka Riri Williams, and then of course Angela Bassett, aka Queen Ramonda. But we got to give a local shout out to our girl Zuri Pryor Graves, who was an extra in the Dora. She was in the Navy uniform.
Oh, okay.
So if you know Zuri, if you're listening, you know Zuri. If you want to see it, she's in like one of the scenes where I think it's the scene where Ramonda is reprimanding Okoye. In the background.
Yeah, she's and I meant to look.
Yeah, I saw it last night. Yeah, I did. You really got to pay attention though to see it. But yeah, it was so dope to see our local girl.
I was looking, but I wasn't looking.
Yeah. That was the scene that you had to really be paying attention to. But yes.
Shout out to Zuri.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, shout out to all of our sorors. And then I'm sure there's some other sorors in there too.
Way more.
Because Deltas do.
Okay?
Period.
While we're on Deltas too, I know that we both talked about just the beautiful scene of Ramonda saving Riri in the water, and how it almost was a sacrifice of the older generation allowing the younger generation to emerge,
passing the torch.
Passing
the torch.
I mean, beautiful. That was an amazing moment. You know,
we've been following Angela Bassett and her career since I was a little girl.
Whole lives.
Yeah, since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
And to know like the impact and the impression that she's made on, you know, films and cinema and, you know, just across the board. But now we have this new emerging artist, this new emerging talent who I'm sure is going to make an impact.
I mean, she already got her own Disney Plus show.
Y'all got to stay tuned for that because
I'm watching.
Riri got a show coming out on Disney Plus, a series.
I can't wait.
Just, you know, giving that, passing the torch. Passing the torch, passing the baton. She's run her race and now she's, you know, giving it to someone else to take it up.
But also, like, her help in the battle scene was amazing. I think that I know why they went to get her and how that was really a part of the storyline, and protecting her was the majority of the storyline, but even she was beneficial in that time. And I think that it is going to be a really good alliance for her to have them when her story really comes
and
to play.
then when she started going in, I'm pretty sure she said, "This is for the queen," right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was mad about that.
Yeah.
This woman saved my life.
Yeah.
And you took her. I didn't get to know her. Like, I'm just meeting her. But
yeah,
she saved my life without even knowing me for real.
Right.
Twice, really.
Right.
Because she saved her life by pulling her out of, trying to get her out of the U.S. Because somebody was going to get her there one way or the other.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That was definitely
pivotal. Yeah.
Pivotal.
Yeah. Anything else in the movie?
Let me think. I have to go to I don't know if people hit you up. Did anybody message you on?
I think we need to talk about Tia's dissections.
Yes.
Because, can we shout out to Tia, another one of our sorors?
Yes, shout out to Tia. She's not on IG, so we're going to have to show this to her later.
She sent us a whole dissertation. And so I think that we need to share some of her words. Because I didn't read them all. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, we got to save this for the podcast.
Yeah.
But the ones that I did see, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot from Tia, and then we're gonna dive into some of the ones that other people submitted to. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go with Tia first. So Tia had a lot. So we want to break it down one by one? Or read the whole thing?
Read it, and then if we gotta stop, we gotta stop.
Okay, so here's Tia's recap. Okay, so first off, nobody could have prepared me for 2 funerals in one movie.
Period.
It was bad enough for, just us reflecting on that piece.
Yeah.
It was bad enough to open up to 1 funeral, but we were not prepared for Ramon.
At all.
We knew Chadwick was gone.
Right.
We knew he was going to die in the movie.
I'm not
at some
alright.
point.
I'm not
But
okay.
to see Ramonda die, we were not prepared for 2 funerals in one movie.
Yeah.
And she says, now I understand after watching clips that Ramonda would have likely still died if Chadwick hadn't have passed in the alternate script of the movie.
Okay.
She said, hopefully y'all picked up on Riri's quote, young, gifted, and black from her speech. And
she did.
And
she did say that.
I think that goes back to when she was talking about her professor and how, when you're young, gifted, and black in America, a lot of times people try to downplay your gifts and your talents and make it seem that it's not as brilliant and bright and beautiful as it actually is.
Yeah.
So, yes, we did definitely pick up on that.
Yeah,
we picked up on
we
that.
did.
Continuing. And let's not forget M'Baku's ad-lib line, "You bald-headed demon." We talked about that one. I really liked him in this movie, being Shuri's counselor. So we talked about that. Also, hopefully people noticed the CIA lady from Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Black Widow stirring up the trouble. Yes.
So,
Marvel people.
Listen, our Marvel peeps out there, I know y'all got the insides. I don't know the insides, but it was interesting to me that was the colonizer's wife.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known that. But she was doing a whole lot.
Yes.
She was doing a whole lot.
She was. But just the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, just real quick, that woman, she must have something in her, because Winter Soldier was like way back in time. So for her to be involved in this might be involving some other supernatural powers that we haven't even touched on yet. Okay.
Yes, ex-wife, yes.
So the outfits were the bomb. Chef's kiss is what she said. Ruth Carter did her thing again, checking out several countries while putting them together. And she referenced the Wakanda special on Hulu, which I told you you definitely got to watch that.
I watched it.
You did? Okay.
I did.
All right. So also was not prepared for Killmonger being the ancestor that Shuri would see, but it totally makes sense since she was out to get Namor. At the end of their fighting scene, she mimicked T'Challa, spared the guy's life in Captain America. So Captain America Civil War, T'Challa spared that man's life for killing his father. Spared a man's life for killing his father. But as we've seen, he spared a lot of people's lives because he's offered many people the chance to yield at this point. I was not totally happy with my girl Okoye being stripped of her status, but then she became the Midnight Angel, so it's all good. I love the Midnight Angel. I just gotta say, the Midnight Angel, I loved it.
So does that mean she's now her own superhero?
Yeah, I feel like that she's her own thing now.
If she gets her own story, I'm sticking with it.
Here for it.
Here for it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, if you look hard enough, you can see T'Challa Jr. when Ramonda took the trip to Haiti. Yes, I did.
I saw it. I saw it.
He actually was the little boy who said, "Are you here to see the
head mistress?"
Yeah. And
yes.
So yes. He was there.
He was there.
Also,
I caught that the second time, not the first time.
Also, that is the secret that she wanted to tell Shuri before Namor popped up. We predicted
and
that.
And that's what we predicted. That's what we whispered to each other. We said it was too early to say, but that's definitely what I thought she was going to tell her before he popped up.
And also, I think that was what Nakia was trying to... So that wasn't the only time that somebody was trying to tell Shuri and got cut off. Something that got cut off. Because I believe that Nakia was trying to tell her that early on, too. And she kept telling her, like, to come see her, like, or calling her and, like, trying to reach out. And you know, Shuri was not answering, or, like, their conversations would get interrupted in these moments. So I believe that there was several times that they were trying to let her know this information.
Yeah.
So a lot of people felt skeptical about the Telecon people and the sirens. I thought it was neat. Yeah, we talked about that, about the the sonar and all that. The crew, including Ryan, learned how to swim before the movie, and Danae used to be an Olympic swimmer. We haven't talked about that.
Yes, but I have been watching all the clips. I've been watching all of the clips from talk shows and with the cast, and the fact that all of them learned how to swim, even Ryan, to be able to direct underwater.
Yes.
I thought that was really cool, but also makes a lot of sense because the majority of the movie is underwater. So that makes sense. But also, I've been listening to Ruth Carter. Ruth Carter's been going live every couple of days and really sharing hints and behind the scenes of all the costumes. So she had to remake every costume from the first movie so that they would be able to wear them underwater. So those fabrics would have been ruined from the first movie, but she had to make them look identical because they already had an identity, but had to use different fabrics so that they could be underwater.
Wow.
Which is, again,
talent.
Like,
crazy.
Wouldn't even thought of that. It was like, they had costumes for the first movie, put them out on the set.
But also thinking, like, she probably had to make them super lightweight. Yeah. Because anytime you go in the water, it's going to weigh you down. Yeah.
They did talk about, and we're going to watch this time. They did talk about specifically Namor and Namora and the other guys' headpieces were very heavy. So that scene where he floats down in the headdress.
Oh my God, that was beautiful. I think that's when I fell in love with Namor. I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
That was the scene.
When he descended down into that throne wearing that daggone headdress and he was moving in water slow-mo.
They basically said that those were done in very few takes because they were so heavy, even still underwater.
Oh my God.
So yeah, the commitment to telling the story, that part.
Yes.
That part.
Yes.
But the other thing too, the last thing that she said that blew your mind.
This one is going to blow
y'all's
mind.
Because this is the one. And I was like, what?
So let's just, so Tia, who we are reading Tia's recap.
Yeah.
Tia is one of our sorors, and she is a Black Panther fanatic. She loves Marvel, so she follows all of the storyline. But she said also The recreated heart-shaped herb was used from Namor's mother's bracelet, so it is thought now that Shuri should be able to breathe underwater.
Mind blown. Mind blown. Because I wouldn't even thought about that. But also, did you notice though?
What?
When she trapped him in the mothership.
Okay.
She had a barrier between her and him.
She did.
So she was dehydrating him.
Not herself.
Not herself.
That's real.
We got more to dissect.
We got a lot.
I mean, we could keep going. We could keep going for a whole nother hour.
Listen.
But I think that's just like how geeked out we are.
Listen, I don't know about you, but I could probably go see this movie probably another
3 times.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
And it's like every time I see it,
I'm gonna get something different
comes out of it.
Yeah.
So I have a couple more because we
tell them what the people said.
What the people were saying. So, the seed of T'Challa.
Oh yeah, because we haven't talked about that.
Yes. So, So T'Challa has passed away, and we're all sad that he's gone and he's no longer with us. But everybody in the movie theater who does not follow Marvel, who gets up and starts leaving, I'm like, okay, y'all go ahead. I know something else is coming.
Right.
And then we get this precious gift of Toussaint. Toussaint. And he is introduced. Nakia brings him in and introduces him to Shuri as her nephew.
Yeah. And
it was the most beautiful moment. And it just lets us know that the legacy continues. Like, it's not the end of the T'Challa legacy.
Yeah.
Like, this young man, I'm sure, is like, if he wants it someday, will have the opportunity to be king.
Yeah.
And when she asks him his name, and he says Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa, it was everything.
It was
everything.
It was absolutely beautiful. Because you know me, Lord.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure.
And I didn't cry, but I was like, why y'all do that? Why y'all do that to me?
See, this is me. On the edge of my seat.
Edge of your seat.
Yes. So that was like the best gift that they could have given us after all that 3 hours of trauma.
Absolutely.
After 3 hours of trauma, that was the least they could have done.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So that was one feedback. We already talked about water being the Wakanda kryptonite. The history, we haven't touched enough on the Mayan culture, but
yeah.
We might not have time.
But yeah, still, we don't have time. We can have another part later.
Still, the fact that they did bring in actual Mayan experts to give their expert opinions, to make sure that the storyline stayed true to the culture. The fact that it was based in Zama, I don't know if you know what that is. That is modern day Tulum, which we've been to. Yes. So we remember the neighborhood we stayed in Tulum was called Aldea Zama. Yeah.
Oh my God!
So yeah. So like it was based in that area. Yeah, it was based in that area.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So yeah, like
I've been to Wakanda. No, I've been to Talican. I've been to Talican, y'all.
So yes.
We really took
that whole area is that Yucatan Peninsula was right there in the Riviera Maya, Tulum, the Tulum ruins right there, all of that. Like, that's Talican.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm amazed.
So yeah,
I'm amazed.
Shout out to Pang to the writers, everybody in the room who paid close attention to like preserving the
history.
history.
You know what? Now that you say that, underwater, it was giving very much cenote.
Cenote.
It was giving very much cenote.
That little area that she went into was probably more than likely a cenote. Yeah. And the cave, the underwater cave, that was a cenote.
Mind blown.
Cenote. So those of you who don't know what a cenote is an underwater cave found mainly and primarily in the Riviera Maya, the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, which would be the Cancun, Tulum area. Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm saying thank you for everyone. Because I wouldn't even know.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's amazing.
But yeah, the only other thing was that, Ryan Coogler did his thing.
Absolutely.
By connecting these cultures, the native culture to the Latino culture, to the Black culture, to the African culture. Like the weaving of all these cultures together was very well executed. So what did she say to him at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, so Candace, since you haven't seen it in the States yet, do you want me to tell you? I'll tell you since you asked. I'm not gonna wait for you.
I'm gonna stop this.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay. So Candace, the last 5 minutes of the movie, or the not the last 5 minutes, but the scene after the battle is over and what's his name? Namor goes back to his cave, his underwater cave, and he's talking to Namora. Namora said to him that basically she did not like the fact that the deal was struck, and that she felt like the Wakandans were still a problem that needed to be pretty much dealt with, and that they needed to get rid of them. And his response to that was that they have created, she gave me the option to yield when she could have killed me. The Black Panther is the most powerful. He gave her flowers in a sense, because he was like, the Black Panther is like the most powerful person on land, basically on the surface level, and that her forming the alliance and giving him the opportunity to yield was more so about the fact that they needed support. She knew that they were being threatened and were going to need support. Mm-hmm. Like, basically, he said that his rebuttal to why he didn't wipe them out was that, she gave him the chance to yield, and more than likely, they're going to be needing us. They're going to come back needing us because, like, America is out for them now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The world is out for Wakanda right now. Right. And they need an ally. So they'll come back to us and need us before we need them. Because you got to realize also that the world still has no idea that the Talakans exist. Right. Because they kept their secret. They kept their secret. They never spilled the tea. So, yeah.
Wow. This was fun. I like doing live recordings with them. Mm-hmm. This was really fun. Mm-hmm. So yeah, y'all. Any last words from the people on Black Panther: Wakanda Forever? This has been fun.
It has been fun. It's been long. Lord,
it's been a long time. We've been talking for
almost 2 hours.
Almost.
Yeah.
Might even hit 2 hours already. Because we took out a little break in there. But yeah, this was a great movie. If you watch all of this and you ain't seen it yet, go see it. Yeah. Go see it.
If you watched all of this and you haven't seen it yet, I'm just like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Because first, we didn't talk about everything. So you still need to go see it. Go support the movie. But yeah, the podcast can be found at anchor.fm/810podcast. Mm-hmm. So our shirts, limited edition.
Available today.
Today, only $20. Hit us up in the DMs if you would like one.
Get into the sleeve.
Get into the sleeve.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Somebody screenshot that.
Period. The fact that we didn't even plan that.
No.
Just to tell y'all.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is hilarious. We will. I'll post the link in my what's it called? Mm-hmm. In my stories.
Yes.
So yeah, today's day 98. We got 2 days to day 100. We are getting 100 people in the place on Tuesday. So share with a friend. I'm super excited about it. I've been going live for almost 100 days straight.
You are doing it. I just want to say, keep doing it. Like,
thank you, sis.
Sis is out here inspiring the world. She got people out here being inspired. She got connections that are forming. She got people that are going live because they see my sister going live. Keep doing your thing, sis.
You've been going live?
I did go live.
You've been going live? I mean, listen, it's a beautiful thing. We have created this community, and I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. You know, it is Thanksgiving this week.
Gratitude.
So we are going to be in full gratitude all week. Affirmations coming tomorrow. We got day 100 on Tuesday. Listen, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. I'm excited about it. I can't tell you what it is. Y'all know. Y'all gotta come and see. Yeah. So
Candace said, beautiful, keep at it.
Thank you, Candace. Thank you so much.
Misma said, the big inspiration that you are. All right. Y'all better give my sister her flowers.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So yeah, we are gonna put this podcast up. We are gonna share the replay. Robyn has been going live over on Facebook.
So yeah, and it's so random that, you know, I'm not scheduling anything.
She ain't going live every day.
When I go live, you'll know about it after it happens if you're not into. So
oh, thank you. Thank you for my flowers.
But I'm not on Marlee did that level yet. I'm on Plus Wanderer level. I'm on
But I will say my girl has been talking about free game Fridays.
Yes.
She's been giving amazing business advice. So if you are my Facebook friend, I shared it when she went live on Friday. So, you know, maybe we'll come on and she'll give y'all a free game Friday on 365 Live.
Yeah, maybe so.
You know, she's been featured a few times.
Unofficially.
Official.
I haven't had
official.
This ain't official.
We're
just playing this today. This is not an official. This is not official. This is unofficial. Hey y'all.
It's official.
She says it's official, so it's official.
You've been on this live with me 2 whole hours. It's official.
It's Marlee did that official. It's not Plus Wander official.
Anyway.
Because my followers haven't seen this. So.
But you're going to get tagged. Your followers are going to see this.
Okay. Well, thank you all so much.
Anyway.
For allowing me to be here today.
Welcome to the 810 podcast. This is how we are. If you enjoyed the mess today, we already got 15 episodes up for you to go and listen to.
Yes, at your leisure.
At your leisure. We're talking about Once Upon a Time. We're rewatching all 7 seasons. So we're like halfway through season 1. So you have time to watch, catch up, watch with us. We're going to be posting new episodes soon. So, you know, we appreciate y'all. Come back for the mess because that's what we're here to bring to the people.
We a mess, child. We are a mess.
And I just love you.
I love you too, sis. Oh, man.
All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow for day 99.
Day 99.
Taking over for the 99
and the 2000. You might have to go live on TikTok tomorrow so you can play that. But then
you know what? I will.
But then again, you might have people asking you to do jumping jacks on live again.
You know. Listen, I ain't doing no jumping jacks on the live, okay?
Oh, me.
What do they call it? Modified version.
Modified.
Yep, I'm gonna get my stretch on.
Yeah.
That's about all I can do. So we love y'all. We're gonna talk to y'all tomorrow. Thank you for joining me, sis.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right, bye y'all.
Yes.